Oh man, hey, this is a PSA for you guys who watch me in the morning. I'm not gonna be on tomorrow, and I just thought I'd come on here and let you know, in case you guys want to see tomorrow's prayer, tomorrow's Hey, Mosi Dosi, hi. Long time no speak. How are you? Love you so natural. You already know I'm the cosmic in the house. Good to see you here. Okay, so it's bedtime, right? Well, good. Thank you for saying hello. Say hello to your family for us. I hope everything is doing well for you. That's late. Tomorrow's you're are you on summer vacation? The summer vacation here in America. All the kids are hanging out for the summer, so hope you get some good rest. Thank you for saying hi. So I'm basically just coming on here to say tomorrow I'm not going to be on live in the morning with the affirmation, the quote, reading of the Bible, and the poem. So, okay, that's okay. Good night. So I'm just doing it out of courtesy, right? I just want to let you know that tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm not going to be on. I got some stuff that I have to do all day tomorrow. I will pick it up soon as, say, maybe Saturday, possibly. I got some stuff to do on Saturday too, so maybe Monday. So I probably won't see you guys until Monday. Maybe I'll drop in the afternoon sometime and say hello. Love you so natural. You already know. Wake up, wake up. Thank you guys for coming on. Again, this channel, for a lot of you folks that just see me on live when you're, well, however you catch it, you scroll, I guess, and then you see my face and it's on the live stream. Some people stop by and ask questions, what am I talking about? So basically this channel is about loving your soul natural, as you can see the title. Hello, come on in, like, share, subscribe. So loving your soul, not your role, entails reconditioning your condition. How you've been taught to see things, to think about things, think outside the box, your health, your mind, your emotions. I'm an older gentleman. I've been around for a minute. I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist. I work with technology, actually. So basically it's about, I'm an empath. I've gone through a lot of trauma in my life. It's all about reconditioning myself and sharing it with you. And possibly there's something that I say, something that I read, either from whatever I'm reading. Right now we're doing the Bible. We're in the Old Testament. I think we're on chapter 25 of the first book of Samuel. Riveting stuff. So if you can come on and check it out. Everything that I say, everything that I do in the morning I do it for me, so I'm just sharing it. Have the opportunity to use this platform to do so. So that's what I do. And usually I say, if you hear something that resonates, make a comment, right? Or share. You can share a story if you like as well. It's all about, again, reconditioning all at once, not, doing a physical thing like going to the gym, or losing weight, and then your mind is still, and your emotions are still not intact. So you're using these mechanisms like going to the gym or whatever hobby that it is you do to cover up, instead of healing, understand, like, observing yourself. Not you don't know. I need to start using that word. To observe everything that you say, everything that you do, everything that you hear, everything that you think, and then properly make choices that are unemotional. However, we are emotional, but if you're able to, those are the kind of reconditionings that I talk about. How do you do it? I just wrote a book, really small book. It's actually a guide, kind of, sort of. People are reading it for free. If you want to read it, let me know. Give me your email, put your email in the chat, or send me your email, however you're able to, on YouTube, and I'll send you the book. It's not that long. Later on, I'll be asking for reviews, and then let's see what happens. So those are the kind of things that I'm going to be working on now. So I'm not going to release it because I have things to do, things that I don't know how to do, that I have to learn to do it in order to get it out to you guys, right? So right now I'm editing. rereading. There's one person right now that has access to it that's reading it, that's going to read it and give me his opinion. So that's good. But that's in the works. Other things too as well. Um, but generally, that's what this channel is about. This channel is about doing that. This channel is about reconditioning everything, every word that you hear, every interaction that you have with anyone, yourself included, to have a completely, totally different way of responding to to your current situation, just anything to make yourself more aligned, to fulfill the emptiness that you think you feel and you fulfill, as we've been taught, with material possessions that don't really do anything for us but cause us to have things to clean and insurance to pay. So basically it's to a point where you're not going to need external stimuli, because you're going to be fulfilled. Jesus Christ's teachings and the love of Father God and Mother God is going to show you, is going to keep you, as long as you stay aligned and you talk to yourself and you massage your body, you massage your mind with your thoughts, not with the thoughts of someone else, not with my thoughts, not with things that you see on television, but the voice that you hear inside your head. When you're going to make a decision and the first thing you say is, if you don't want to make that decision, you say, no, I'm not going to do that. That's the one that you should be listening to. That's the God that you should be listening to, because God does not want you to suffer. He doesn't want, even though this is part of where you are right now, because God doesn't run this realm. You understand that? That's a couple of things that we need to learn and figure out as well. Because it does encompass you on every level of your life. Even though you may know that you're in some place where you shouldn't be, or somehow you got here, you don't remember. There are steps, there are keys to open doors that can settle your confusion and your discomfort and your stress and your depression and physical ailments, even absolutely physical ailments. That's how this started. I had cancer, I had diabetes, and I used meditation, I used laughter. I was in the hospital for a while, yeah, but I began to search inside. I remember one verse in the Old Testament, I think it was, if I'm not, maybe I'm mistaken, New Testament maybe. I was young, but I remember, and this is why I study the Bible. This is why I study, religious texts, because I remember it somewhere along the line when I was a kid, which I have a really, I had a bad childhood, so a lot of that stuff is erased from my memory. But I'm an adult now, so I could deal with it. So some of the stuff coming back, but there was something I always heard, is God is within. I've always kept that with me. So what challenged me was to say, wow, everyone's beautiful, pretty, got cars, women, houses, men, whatever they want, right? But yeah, and still, when you read about these folks years later, or not even a couple of months later, they end up hurting themselves, becoming addicts, because they're not fulfilled in here. It's empty. It's empty. I know that feeling very well. Very well. I've had that feeling almost all my life. Some doctors call it anxiety, and they give you medications to fulfill. And what happens with those medications, of course, you become addicted, and the emptiness becomes emptier. And therefore you try to fulfill it. But you're not fulfilling it with spirit and love. You're fulfilling it with what you've been conditioned to fill it with, and it's always empty. And you live, or you exist, with this pain in your chest, right here, right? This is, I chose not to live that way. I chose not, and I do, have chest palpitations, chest tightening in certain situations, because you're not just the newest one at this. I'm new at this as well. I got to practice this every day. I've been in a couple of verbal, disagreements where some folks, I don't really talk to people. I don't talk to people. I don't converse about anything with hardly anyone unless I'm online. And then I don't converse. I just talk. there's a lot of mental illness induced by a lot of meds, by a lot of, you know, poisons, basically. And so if you're unaware that you have parasites, because that's what they do in your body, that are controlling all these things that you think, because they want to make you think this way, that are part of your anatomy. You need to eat food. You need to eat sugar, or you need to, those things. That's not you. That's not you telling you to do that. Those are the parasites that are inside of your body. So that's another thing that we do. Is we detox. I detox on a daily basis. I still eat food. I detox on a daily basis. I use certain types of herbs on a daily basis, basically plants, and I use them as tea. There's one that I use in the morning that I would love to tell you guys about, but I don't know how it's going to affect you, because we all have different effects, right? You don't want to overdose on this stuff, because it is dangerous, right? To try and, learn about something that you never been taught about, and then you take some kind of, plant, and you make a tea out of it, and then, again, I'm not a medicinal person. I do what I do when I read what I read, and I do it for me. So if you're inclined to use these types of medicinal plants, be sure to talk to your doctor. Be sure to talk to a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not none of those things. I'm learning this stuff as I go. So I'm sharing it with you. And it's been, there's been times when I've used certain plants and things of that nature as teas, that when my stomach was hurting all day. All day. Like I almost went to the hospital. Like I almost submitted myself, because my stomach was hurting all day. And I couldn't figure out what it was. And guess what happened? When it was done, that same medicinal plant, I used it again. And guess what happened? My stomach was hurting again. Luckily, it didn't kill me. So this is dangerous. It's not something you would just pick up. I'm gonna drink this. You don't do that. Look it up. Talk to someone. I look these things up, and every time, I'm so new at it that every time I do use a particular plant, I need to go back and figure out and remember what I need it for. Anti-inflammation, what types of, the powders that we have, like cinnamon, turmeric, that crushing the powders, right? The natural ones, what do they do? Right? I look them up. Then I'll take small doses, I'll do that to myself. I'll small dose myself on a daily basis, so I don't, something will fall out of balance. And now that I am as aligned as I am going to be up until this point today, that I can be aware. I'm aware of, my body signals, and that's called pain. Some of the pain comes later. You got to pay attention. You got to be aware. Once you begin to do that, your life will become a lot more important than everybody else's around you, and everybody else's memes, and everybody else's, self-help videos. Because at that point, if you're doing spiritual, mental, physical, emotional work all at the same time, that's a good thing. It's very difficult. But all you have to do is be aware. And all you have to do is say, Father God, Mother God, please give me the insight. Please give me discernment. So may knowledge, this is what I'm going to start saying from now on. May knowledge fulfill you, and may wisdom guide you. So knowledge, basically, if you have something that you like to do, or you see something that you would like to do, learning about it, applying it, and putting it into action will actually satisfy you a lot more than buying you some bling bling or buying you a brand new car. Because that yearning, that desire that you had wasn't for a car, a new house, a new bike. It wasn't for that. That was the materialization of what you've been indoctrinated with. So you're yearning something. You don't understand how to listen to yourself. So you don't know what it is that you're yearning. However, television will tell you what you're yearning. You need a new car. You need a new motorcycle. You need some new clothes. You need a new girlfriend, or boyfriend, whatever, right? And then you do these things because you're programmed. But yet and still you feel empty. So, but their pockets aren't empty. We the rich people that sell you these dreams of being happy with stuff that you get from outside of you. Incorrect. So those are the things that we work on here, just to let you know. So if you come on here and you decide to subscribe or, like, that's what I talk about. Those are the things that are important to me, which is why this channel used to be a gaming channel, so it wasn't even all about that. I love playing video games. RPGs is my thing. RPGs, I say RPGs? Role-playing games, I meant to say. Um, is it? Yeah, it's role-playing games. Yeah, those are my favorite games. Those are the games I play. God of War. I haven't been able to finish. Oh, that game was epic, man. Wukong Black Myth. Hello, what up, Matt Quailer? Yo, what's up? So those are the things that are important. Now, as we grow, right? You're still gonna have that, that immature, sense of rushing and because it takes time. Ain't nothing, man. Just here, letting you guys know that I'm not gonna be on tomorrow morning, and then I ended up talking about some other stuff. I'm not gonna be on live tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be doing some stuff, so maybe I'll come in. So I just basically came on here to say that, but I ended up saying hello to Mosi Dosi and yourself. So yeah, that's what this channel is all about, right? And it's important to me to be able to do that. Sometimes I play video games on here because that's part of like that does a lot of things for me, when I'm playing video games, and it's something I like to do. So that's about it. That's all I wanted to say. I gotta go. I gotta get ready for tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming in, Moshi Doshi, Matt. Hello, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell your friends about Love Your Soul, Not Your Role. I'm Omni Cosmic, and you already know we listen twice and we speak once. Also, here's a new one for you. This is a new one, right? You ready? May knowledge fulfill you, and may wisdom guide you. Love your soul, not your role. You already know. Wake up, wake up. See you on the next one.